Hey everyone, Sheree here. Today I'm working on a traveller's notebook spread with some Kerri Bradford Studio stamps. I found this Stampin' Up! Ink that matches the colours in my photo really well, so that's what I'm using. The stamps that I've got here are the new Feeling Fallish, the little bits with these labels and things, and there's an older one here called The Nature of Spring. I like the flower and a couple of phrases in that one too. I also have two of the new alphabets here. I've got the Jordan Lower XL and the Jordan Alphabet XL, and I was looking at that exclamation mark there in that set. Alright, so I'm ready to get started. Let's get into it. So, to start off with, I'm going to be stamping out all of the letters for the word beautiful, and that's going to be my title today. So, just stamping them out onto white cardstock. Alright, so that's done. I'm now moving on to a couple of labels from the Little Bits stamp set. So, I've got that larger one with the little notches in the corner. Now I'm doing a smaller rectangular label. Still using the same colour, and I've got the Nature of Spring stamp set and that flower, and I'm now swapping over to some black, and I've got the word flowers from the Nature of Spring stamp set, and then I've got a phrase from the Feeling Fallish stamp set, and that one says putting on a colourful show, which I thought was perfect for this photo today. So just stamping that directly into that other longer label there. And I've got one more phrase to stamp, and that's also from the Nature of Spring, and it says spring making the world a beautiful place since the dawn of time. So that's from the Nature of Spring stamp set. So that's quite a long one. I'm doing it right along the edge of that white cardstock, so it'll be easy to cut out into a strip. Alright, so I'm going to grab my scissors and fussy cut all of those letters and things, ready to go. I've got my journaling printed and I've stitched around the edge, and now I'm just lining up all of those letters going down the page, making sure the spacing's okay. I ran out of room for the exclamation mark, which is totally fine. I'm just going to go ahead and stick all of these letters into place. So that is done. I'm now moving on to that larger label. I'm using a hole punch to cut out the notches in each of those corners, and that works perfectly. Get really nice finish doing that. So that's going to go on my large photo along with that flower stamp and the flowers word. I'm just going to stick this longer label on first. I will stick that flower into place, but not the word flowers just yet. I'm going to use foam adhesive behind that. So before I stick that down, I'm actually going to add some stitching to that larger label, and I'm also going to stitch right through the beautiful title as well. So I will put that flowers piece aside in a moment, just after I pop that little flower on. Okay, making sure that's nice and straight, got the right spacing. Okay, I'll grab my sewing machine and add that stitching. And I did end up adding some stitching along that long spring phrase as well. So I'm just going to trim off those threads. I'm going to trim it off that long piece too. And then I can go ahead and add the flowers word on that large photo page. I'm using tweezers to do that. It just makes it a little bit easier to work out where to stick it. So now I'm just adding those foam adhesive strips to the back of that long stamped piece. And I'm going to add this one along the beautiful title, so just in that bottom right hand corner of the word. So just laying that right across the top there, and that is done. All I need to do now is add the date, and I'm using another Kerri Bradford Studio stamp set called Timetable, which is perfect for adding dates to almost anything. So I've just got the month and the year going onto my clear acrylic block here. I'm just making sure it's nice and straight, and because I'm going to stamp directly onto the page, I'm going to do a little test stamp first just to make sure everything looks good. I'm happy with that, so just stamping directly on the page now. And that is this spread done. It's ready to adhere into my traveller's notebook. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing how I put this one together today. I'll pop a link down below to Kerri Bradford Studio if you'd like to check any of these stamp sets out for yourself. And I look forward to seeing you soon with another project. Thank you for joining me today. Bye for now.